Again, welcome you all to production technology class. In the previous class, already we got completed about your TIG welding. Here it is. Already we discussed the working principle. Again, I want to just remind some points about your TIG welding. Here is the equipments. As per your equipment, the first equipment what you needed is a tungsten inert gas supply. That means you need a cylinder which may contain your nitrogen, helium or argon, any of one sealed gas which are act as a sealed gases, and these are all inert gases. So for the power transformer we need a transformer, a non-consumable tungsten electrode, and filler materials which is dependent upon the nature of workpiece what we want to be weld. So as per the working principle already we get completed. Then let us discuss some advantages and disadvantages points. As per your disadvantages, tungsten inert gas welding is a slower process and which required a highly skilled labor. For that welding again we need some safety devices to protect our eyes, nose and the body parts. Therefore we need some safety devices which may cost more. Therefore your expenditure regarding the safety is also high. And last one, TIG welding is more expensive when compared with your MIG welding process. Then let us discuss some application. This process is capable of producing continuous, intermediate or spot weld. This process can be used as continuous welding as well as your some spot welding. It is used for welding of aluminium and its alloys, stainless steel, magnesium alloy, nickel based alloys, copper based alloy and some refractory materials. These materials are used. Here we are having also putting in this slide, if you go through, then we are having stainless steel, alloy steel, aluminium, titanium, copper, magnesium, nickel alloys. These are the materials generally we are using for your TIG welding. TIG welding can also be used for combining of dissimilar metals. That means if you want to weld to dissimilar metals, then also this TIG process is quite applicable. And last, plates up to 6.4 mm can be easily welded by this method. Already this point also we have already discussed. So plate up to 6.4, these are also conveniently done by your TIG welding process. After completing our TIG welding process, let us discuss another long question as per your article, which is named as metal inert gas welding. Here in some of the books it is written as MIG welding. MIG welding is also a arc welding process where joint is produced by heating the job with an electric arc, and the arc is established between a continuously fed consumable metal electrode and the job, just like your arc welding process. Here the arc and the molten metal are protected from atmospheric contamination by a shield of a inert gas which may be argon, helium, neon or a gas mixture. Here also if you go to the working principle of MIG welding, then you can find the working is also same like TIG, but just like TIG we are using a inert gas supply. Here also we are using a inert gas supply, but the difference is that in TIG welding the electrode what we are using, this electrode is a non-consumable type metal electrode. But in the case of MIG welding, the electrode we are using, that is a consumable one. So here if you go through this slide, here we are having a line diagram or simplified line diagram about a set of MIG welding. Here we are having this portion, we are having a gas cylinder which contain your inert gas, either helium, neon, and these type gases we are using. So this is a regulator which, and we are having a pressure gauge which indicates the volume of gases inside it. So here we are again, we know it is an arc welding process. So we are already using a welding transformer, and this transformer is also a step down transformer, just like your arc welding. So from this, again just like arc welding, the negative cable is directly connected to your workpiece, that is you can say the cathode, and the positive terminal is connected through this wear unit to the welding gun. That means just like same like your arc welding, but here is the difference that we are not using an consumable electrode. So here we are using a consumable electrode. So we are having a electrode supply, that the electrode is in a wear wheel. So we are having a wear feed unit from we are using this feed unit to take this wear from here and to provide it into the weld gun. So these as per your equipment, you are having the cylinder, you are having a transformer, you are having a electrode supply, you are having a wear feed unit, and also we are having a weld gun, and the last one is your workpiece. And this is the negative terminal is connected to the workpiece, and the positive terminal is through the wear unit, it will go to the weld gun. So let us discuss the working principle. So as per the working principle of MIG welding, how it does work. So initially the current and sealed gas flow is switched on. Then the electrode is scratched against the job and then intentionally separated by some distance. We are intentionally create a gap. Due to that gap, the arc is produced in between the consumable metal electrode tip and the work surface. The high heat of electric arc so diffuse the metals and also melt the metal electrode to fill the weld gap. In MIG welding, the electrode is consumable type and it acts as a filler metal. The metal electrode held in a special electrode holder which also has the provision to allow the inert gas to flow through it and produces a gas shielding around the welding area. While moving the electrode holder along the joint so as to strike the electric arc against the base metal, the meant gases shielding will protect the weld pool and the metal electrode from your atmospheric contamination. So here you can see, first of all we switch on this transformer, and after the current should be flow, we scratch this metal electrode into this workpiece so that a arc to be produced. And when this arc is get produced, it should diffuse the workpiece along with your metal electrode. So this metal electrode is also continuously feeded so that it should be get melted and act as a filler metal. So this electrode wear is again melt and act as a filler material so that it should create a weld pool. So after cooling we will get the weld. So the basic difference when we we want to discuss that is in MIG welding, this metal electrode is continuously supplied throughout the welding operation. So because these are get melted, and if you compare with the arc welding, in arc welding the phenomenon is same, but the electrode is quite a smaller one. in length, but here in your MIG welding, we are having a electrode.